What's up everyone, how are you all? Today we are back with another blazing Naruto story. What if Naruto's parents chose his sister? And he became the Demon King? If you enjoy, then please like, share and do comments. And also check the description to original creator of this beautiful creation. One day, I will be in world Narukami Yukine. Wake up, I heard someone yelled my name. I groaned as raise my head and I look up. The one who yelled at me is my annoying teacher, Mr. Yamada, aka Duckhead. Why Duckhead, you may ask? Well, this guy won't stop freaking quacking. He always lecturing people about this generation or something, which can get really annoying. Plus, he looks like a duck. Ever since I started this school, I've been living in hell because of him. Yes, sir? I asked with a tiring tone, yawning loudly. Wake your lazy ass up. I can't have a lazy bum sleeping in my classroom. Duckhead yelled. See what I mean about him quacking? I swear, one of these days, I'm gonna knock this obnoxious bastard out. I can't stand him with his big mouth going off like an alarm. This is one of the reasons why I hate this generation. Y'all are so lazy these days and can't learn. Oh great, here he goes again. I can't learn from this crap. Who the hell wants to learn from this guy? I sighed heavily with a face palm as I pretend that I was listening to him. That's when I dozed off and I thought about what it's like to be in my favorite anime, which is Naruto. I mean, I'm a big fan of it. I have an imagination that make me think a lot of Naruto. I mean, I'd rather watch or read or even think of Naruto than Duckhead's lecture. Speaking of Naruto, my all-time favorite character has always been Naruto Uzumaki. Some say Minato or Itachi or even Kakashi. Don't get me wrong, they all are awesome characters. But I don't just like Naruto because he's powerful and an awesome ninja. Naruto really reminded of myself. I can really feel his pain, and I also did some pranking on people to get attention. In my old high school, I was called the prankster. It really sounds corny, doesn't it? The reason why I did it because I didn't really had any friends. I wanted to be that person who want to be recognized or get noticed instead of being in the shadows. But turns out that I've made myself worse. True, there was some people who like me and laughed the things I did, but the majority hated me for pulling pranks and stay away. They even give me glares every time they see me. I thought it helped me to become popular and able to make friends, but I became the most hated kid in my school, which led me to become an outcast to everyone. Not only that, the reason that I moved to Tokyo, I was expelled from my old high school and I had to start all over from the beginning. That's when my parents hated me for it and saw me as a disgraceful child. They told me that they couldn't deal with me anymore and made me move to Tokyo with my mother's brother. To be honest, I'm glad that they made me move here. They didn't care about me and I didn't care about them either. You know, parents are supposed to help their children. Not my parents, they'd hate my guts like I was trash. My uncle is actually a pretty good guy. He took care of me and understand about what I did. I was relieved that he understand and accepted me. I wish that my parents was like him. I guess it's too late. Narukami, are you daydreaming again? Again, Duckhead started quacking, which made me snap back to reality. Anyways, I'm sure you've already know what my name is since the beginning. I go by the name Yukine Narukami. Nice to meet you. After school. Finally, school is over for today. I can finally get the hell out of here. I instantly got off of my seat, put my earphones on, put it on my chilled playlist, and walk out of the classroom without talking to anyone. It was almost spring season and the cherry was beginning to bloom. It was still a bit chilly outside, but not to the point where I have to wear a heavy coat and a scarf to keep me warm. Still, I wear a long sleeve for the time being. By the time I was out of the school, I've decided that I walk around and see what Japan have in stores. The difference between Japan and America is it's much more peaceful. The atmosphere and the culture is kinda better and their shrine is amazing. Not to mention the place is so colorful. Bunch of kanji, I barely know what it means, but still the color catches my attention. I really like colorful stuff. I kept on waking around for like 30 minutes and it was getting late. The sun was setting and I started to walk back to my uncle's house until suddenly, I saw a kinda weird but interesting bookstore to my right. I was really curious about this shop and I don't know why, but something tells me that I should go in. Well, can't hurt to see what's inside. So I shrug and headed in. Once I opened the door, I look around and I see mostly anime books. How come there's more anime manga books than other books? Welcome. I turned to the voice and it was kind old lady. She warmly smiles at me as she spoke once more. What brings you here? I acted quickly and said, I stumbled upon this place and I couldn't help but to be curious about it. I see. Well, I really don't get readers these days anymore. Mostly people just read their books on their phone things, especially the young generations. The old lady told me. I smiled for some odd reason as I respond, I see. I may be young, but I still read books from time to time, just not too often. The old lady softly laughed. I'm glad there's someone who still read books. If you can, I was wondering if you have Naruto mangas around here? I kindly asked. Why, of course, I do have some. They're at the back corner to the right. You can't miss it. She nodded, pointing the way. Thank you. I nodded as I headed to the Naruto section. I look at the section and it had the whole collection of the Naruto series. I was amazed that it had the whole series. They even have DVDs of the show too. My eyes catches the very first volume of Naruto. When I took it off the shelf, a book fell off the rack and hit the floor. It was another Naruto manga, but something about it is not like the rest. I was confused as I put back the other book and grabbed the weird book. I look at the front of the book and it has a picture of young Naruto on the front cover. I never seen this book before. The title said, Big Bro. I look at the author and it doesn't have it. Huh? That's odd. I wonder who wrote this book. I look at the back of the book, nothing. Is this some sort of fanfic of Naruto? I was so curious that I slowly opened the first chapter. Once I flipped the page to the first chapter, the pages was blank. What the? I muttered. No pictures? No words? It's all blank. I was about to close the book until a small vortex appeared on the pages. I was so spooked that I dropped the book to the floor. From that very moment, a voice behind me. You're free. The voice sounded like a girl. I was about to turn my head till a feeling from my back pushes me to the vortex. Everything was swirling all around me and I was floating, making me suffocate. I felt I was drowning until everything in my sight was pitch black. I was screaming, but I realized that I was on the ground. God, I feel so embarrassed. Hope nobody is around. Wait a minute. Where exactly am I? I opened my eyes and sat up from the floor. I look around and I was so confused. Where the hell? I muttered. I needed to calm down before I'm going to have a panic attack. I'll figure that question later. Right now, I need to know what is this place. I started to walk around and look around. I kept on walking until I found a trail. I walked to the trail until I saw a big green gate. Wait a minute, Konoha? Am I in Naruto? This getting more and more confusing. I went up to the entrance until I was stopped by two guys. Stop right there. One of the guys put his hand on my chest. State your business. I realize it was Azumo and Katetsu. I don't know if this is real or some sort of cosplay. I guess I gotta play along with this just in case it doesn't cause any suspicious. I wish to see the Hokage. It's very important. I said it with manners. Explain, why do you want to speak with Lord Hokage? Azumo said with a suspicious look on his face. Do you have a schedule to meet him? It's none of your concerns nor is your business, gentlemen. I wish to speak with him privately. I won't do anything harm. Azumo and Katetsu look at each other and nodded. As you wish. We'll have a Anbu to escort you. Katetsu suggest. That won't be necessary. I'll go to the Hokage's office by myself. I won't cause any trouble to the village. I waved it off. They looked confused but nodded. Very well then. We'll be watching you, Azumo said as they make path. I bowed to them as I walk away from them. Before I almost got left them, Azumo stopped me. Hey. One more thing? I stopped my track and turned back at them as he continued. Have we met before? You look familiar. I raised my eyebrow and replied, maybe? Before he spoke, I interrupted. I'm sorry, but I had to see Lord Hokage right away. Once I didn't see them, I breathed in relief. That was so close. I can't believe they actually let me in. I thought they would have asked a lot of questions. Then again, that question from earlier, did I really met them before? I shake it off as I walk around the village. I look around and there was a lot of happiness. Everything is so peaceful. So, this is Konoha? I'm going to love this place. Still, how did I even end up here? Looking up, I spotted the Hokage monument. I saw the 1st through 4th Hokage faces. I stare at the 4 THs and felt sad for some reason. Maybe because I remember what happened to him. Then again, what time period am I on? Suddenly, I saw an angry mob chasing a little boy with bunch of sticks in their hands. I was so confused at first till I've been curious and decided to catch up to the mob until they stop in some sort of ally. You little brat, you'll pay for what you did. I heard one of the mob yelling at someone. You don't deserve to live, you demon. I hope you die in a slow death. One after another, they all kept threatening at someone. Please, don't do this. I heard a voice that sounded a little boy, begging to the mob. I see one of the mobs started to attacking, and that's when I hear the boy screaming in pain. Immediately, I pushed through the mob and stepped right in front of the boy, facing straight at the mob. Who the hell are you? One of the mobs said in anger. I gave them the scowl look as I replied, the question is, what do you think you people doing to this innocent boy? Innocent. This brat is a demon. He killed a lot of lives in this village. The mob roar in agreement. A demon? What on earth are you talking about? He doesn't seem a threat. He's just a young boy. The real demon here is all of you. I clarified. They all laugh, staring at me like I was a fool. Would you look at this guy? He doesn't know what he's talking about. Let's knock some sense into this punk. Shit, don't got any choice, I have to protect this boy from them. I clench my hand as I push the boy back while looking at the mob. Stay back, kid, I'm going to protect you. Once I said that, one of them charges right at me. He took out his stick and starts to swing it at me. When the stick was close to hit me, I was about to brace for impact till I felt something. My hand move and grab it without hesitation, making everyone gasp. I look at the guy and he was completely shocked. Nice try. I smiled as I snatched the stick away from him and I shoved him away. He fell to the ground and the mob screamed, "Get him!" One after another, they charge at me. I gripped on the stick and I start to deflect their attacks and hit them. All of them didn't stand a chance against me. They all gave up trying to attack me as they ran for their lives with fears on their faces. Nobody hurts a kid and gets away with it, I muttered as they left the ally, leaving only with me and the kid. Goddamn bastards. I dropped the stick and I turned my head at the boy. I couldn't see his face. The shadow of the building covered his head fully, which made it harder to see it clearly. I walked slowly without making him be scared. Hey, it's okay. I'm not going to hurt you, I said as calm as possible. They're gone. They're not gonna hurt you anymore. That's when the shadow started to fade away from his head and I can see his face. He had blue eyes with blonde hair. I look at him closer and I see whisker makings on his face. I was shocked. Naruto? I realized what they were saying about a kid is a demon. Please, don't hurt me, he begged, putting his hands in front of me with tears streaming down his face. I really didn't do anything. I swear. All of his body has been bruised. Just bunch of cuts, scrapes, and bruises. There's even blood all over his face. Good thing I stopped them before it could have been worse for him. That point on, I realize I was in the time after Minato and Kushina sacrifices their lives to protect Naruto from Kurama. From his looks, Naruto really have been through a lot. I slowly bend down at his height, examining his condition. I reach for his head, making him flinch and put his hands in front of me. It's okay. I won't hurt you, I promise, I said as I gently rubbed his hair. His face went calm. I gently smile at him. What's your name, kid? Naruto Uzumaki, he answered. Naruto Uzumaki, it's nice to meet you. I kept on smiling at him. Do you happen to have any parents or anyone that takes care of you? He shook his head as his head dropped. No, I don't really know or who are my parents. Nobody really takes care of me. I'm all by myself. I don't have anyone. I see. Are you able to go home? I asked him. I'm not sure if I can go alone. I might get beat up by them again. Naruto looked nervous when he answered my question. Well, I thought the same thing too. I can bring you home if you want, I offered as his face lightened up and hopped on my chest, giving me a tight hug. Why yes please. I hug him back as I pick him up. Hang on. Quickly, I carry and hold on to him tight and rush to his house. I remember the way his home is. By the time I got in front of his door, I asked Naruto for his key to his house, which he gave it to me, and I opened the door. I went inside and I look around. Everything's so empty and there's barely anything for him to have. I'm surprised and felt bad that he lives here like this all by himself. I went to his room and gently lay him in his bed. Don't go anywhere, Naruto. I'm gonna find something to treat those wounds of yours, I told him as I got up and headed to the bathroom. I checked the medicine cabinet. There were bandages, clean cloths, ointment, and disinfectant alcohol. I instantly grabbed them and headed back to Naruto. By the time I set down the stuff, I look at him and see what I need to do. Those cuts were from earlier and that big gash on his forehead is pretty bad. I muttered to myself till I spoke to him. Alright Naruto, I'm going to need you to take off your shirt so I can check anything that also needs to be treated. He wasn't sure about it but he nodded and slowly removed his shirt. Just as I expected, there were more bruises and cuts. I keep it together and calm myself down. I reached for the disinfectant alcohol and pour a little on the clean cloth. Now, this is going to sting a lot but I'll try to be gentle as I can, okay? I told him, making him gulp and nodded slowly. Don't be afraid, Naruto. Let me know if you want to stop when it hurts. I breathe slowly and start rubbing the cloths along the cuts gently. By the look on Naruto's face, I can tell he's in pain and he was trying to hold back tears. It took me a few minutes to clean up the cuts and I apply the bandages on it, including the gash on his head. I also rubbed some ointment on his body where the bruises are. After I was done, I put his shirt back on and let him rest for a moment. He fell asleep when I was in the middle of his treatment. I decided to look around at his place. It's very worn out apartment. But, it's better to have a place to stay rather than sleeping in the streets. It's decent enough for Naruto to live in. But, I wish it was a little bit better and has rooms for him. I went to the kitchen and it's so small. There was just a refrigerator and small table with a worn chair. The wall is dirty, the floor is dusty, and there's bunch of eaten ramen cups scattered in the corner. I checked the fridge and there was only spoiled milk. On top of it, there's bunch of ramen cups stacked up. This was unacceptable. I headed back to Naruto's room and sat down on the edge of his bed. For some reason, I smile at him while rubbing his hair softly. He's still young and managed to live by himself. Not to mention he can handle the pain from the disinfectant. I guess he's used to all the beating for the villagers. Still, I just can't leave him like this. Maybe I really should talk to Lord Hokage and try my best to convince him to let me be his guardian. As I was about to leave, I heard Naruto waking up. I turned my head to him and he was staring at me. Mister, where are you going? Naruto asked with curious look, snuggling with his pillow. I'm just going to gather some more things for your wounds, Naruto. He nodded till he had a sad look on his face. I walk up to him and bend down as I said, hey, I'll be back before you know it, okay? Naruto gave me a small smile which made me smile too. Once I opened the door, Naruto asked one more question. I didn't get your name, mister. I smiled again. Oh yeah, I've forgotten to tell you. My name is Yukine Narukami. I was so relieved that I found Naruto when I came to Konoha. It could have been a lot worse if I didn't interfere or just ignore the commotion and let him get beat up. Right now I'm making my way to the Hokage's office and I was thinking the things that I should say to him. Maybe he'll understand why I'm here. What? No way. He'll never believe me. That'll be preposterous for him. What am I thinking? God, there's gotta be something that I say to him without cause any suspicions. If I say that I'm from another world, he'll put me into the interrogation room with Ibiki. I'm not going to be interrogated by that freak. I guess I have to lie to him and try not to make it so obvious to him. I really don't see any option to tell the reasons why I am in Konoha in the first place. I don't have any other choice. I wrap up my thought as I was front of the Three Roads front door. My hand was inches away from the door as I took a deep breath and knock on the door enough to make a somewhat loud noise. Come in. I heard him from the other side as I slowly opened the door and peek out. From what I see right in front of me, I saw him sitting at his desk doing some paperwork from probably a bunch of requests and approval. I waited for him by the door to wrap up on his work till he finally noticed me and put down his pen with a gentle smile across his face. Don't be shy. Please come in. I nodded slowly as I went in and closed the door. What can I help you, lad? Well, I wanted to talk to you if you don't mind, Lord Hokage. I said to him respectfully with a shaky tone of my voice. He waved off. No, it's quite all right. I should have some spare time. What do you want to talk about? Before I answered his question, he spoke again. Sorry for interrupting your question, but you seem familiar. Have we met before? Lord Hokage gave me this weird look on his face. He seemed like he was starting at my appearance carefully. I felt a little awkward when he was just staring at me weird as I gave him an odd look with my shoulder shrug. I am not sure if we did. I see. May I have your name? My name is Yukine Narukami, Lord Hokage. I bowed to him. Once I said my name and picked myself up from the bow, he had a very strange look on his face. Narukami. I look at him confused. Is there something wrong? It took a few seconds for Lord Hokage's face went from thinking to complete shock. He immediately stood up from his chair and went up to me. Why Yukine? Is it really you, Lord Hokage? I didn't understand why is he looking at me like that, or he looked surprised at my name. But how? I saw you disappear from another dimension. He muttered. It's been years since I last saw you at that day. Wait, what? What does he mean another dimension? Lord Hokage? What are you talking about? This is getting weird. I was beginning to become overwhelmed with this. You're Yukine Narukami. You're the prodigy of Konoha. You save a lot of life from this village and you use a jutsu to go from another world because someone was trying to kidnap you multiple times. Wait, what? I was shocked. I've been here before? I saved Konoha? The prodigy of Konoha. What the hell is going on? How did you get back? Where were you all this time? Things are getting really confusing. I had to interrupt his questions. Lord Hokage, I think this is some misunderstanding. I think you got the wrong guy. I putted my hands in front of him. You really don't remember anything? He said with a surprised look. I'm truly sorry, Lord Hokage. I really have no idea what you're talking about. You might have mistaken by someone else. He looked at me for a couple of seconds till he realized something and went to one of his file drawers. He pulled out a specific file and walked back as he handed the file to me. Maybe this should refresh your memory. I look at him confused as I open the file. I was hesitant at first, but something a part of me made me feel curious about this. Once I opened the file, I was completely speechless. Name: Yukine Narukami. Nickname: The Prodigy. Age: 8. Rank: Junin. Clan: Narukami Clan, deceased due to a disaster. Location: Konoha, the Hidden Leaf Village. Status: MIA, KIA. That's me. How on earth did they have a picture of me when I was just a kid? These information about me. Junin rank? I had a clan? Deceased from a disaster? Just what is this? I was about to close the file till I saw another page. I flipped it and there was a bio of me. Yukine Narukami, a young member of the Narukami clan and a young shinobi from Konoha. His clan, the Narukami clan, was wiped out from an unknown disaster. Yukine survived from the disaster and was the only one. Unfortunately, the rest of the clan they always vanished from existence and he was saved by a member of the Anbu Black Ops of Konoha. Yukine have some sort of powers that no one have. His ninjutsu, genjutsu, and taijutsu is completely off the charts. He has the ability to control all three elements of chakra nature. Yukine saved multiple civilians and defeated numerous bandits, rogue shinobi, thus earning the title, the Prodigy of Konoha. However, multiple of rogue ninjas wanted his powers to use for evil and wealth, which made him be one of the top of the bounty list. Yukine came up with some sort of jutsu that allow him to teleport from another world. He used the jutsu to hide from any rogue ninjas. Till this day, the Hidden Leaf Village came to a conclusion that Yukine Narukami has been presumed KIA, MIA after the Nine Tails invaded the Hidden Leaf Village. My hands started to shake and my lips were trembling. And no, this isn't real. I muttered. This can't be real. None of this isn't real. I don't belong here. How did I even have a life of my own in this world? I flipped to another page and I saw a photo. I pick up and I look at it closely. What in the world? It was a picture of me with Minato, Jiraiya, Kakashi, Kushina, and third Hokage. I was sitting on Minato's shoulders, who was smiling when I was grinning, and Kushina was laughing, trying to prevent me from falling as Jiraiya, Kakashi, and third Hokage was smiling at us. I felt a tear coming from my eye. Why am I crying? This can't be real. The Anbu Black Ops who found you was Minato Namikaze. Him and his wife, Kushina Uzumaki, adopted you to become their son. Minato and Kushina were your adopted parents. Lord Hokage explained. They adopted me? More tears was pouring down my cheeks. I can't believe this. I really am from this world? From that point on, I felt a sharp pain in my mind and was started to gather all of the memories from this world. I jointed in pain, making me drop the file from my hands, clenching my head while screaming in agony. Yukine, what's wrong? Lord Hokage yelled, holding on to me. It hurts. What's going with me? The memories are flashing in my eyes, making me fall down to my knees. I started to see fragments of memories coming to sonic speed all around my vision. There was so many images, back to back. From me surviving the disaster of my clan to playing with Minato and Kushina in the park. Everything was coming together non-stop. However, one very short memory that came to my head. We love you, Yukine. Every memories was done restoring my mind and I slowly opened my eyes, looking directly at my hands. A few drops of my fears were on my palms. It was blurry at first till my vision was getting back to normal. I look up and I was back at the Hokage office. The Lord Hokage was staring at me with a worried look. Yukine, are you okay? I remember what the younger me used to call him. I started to chuckle as I answered with a grin on my face. I'm okay, wrinkles. He was complete shocked. Why, you remember who I am? I nodded. Yes, I remember everything. He was so surprised that he hugged me instantly. I didn't know what I supposed to do. But, I eventually hugged him back. I'm glad that you're back home, Yukine. Me too. Even though that it doesn't make any sense, at least I've have some people who accept me. Even though Minato and Kushina aren't here, they still took care of me. We let go each other. And I remember what I'm about to ask him. Lord Hokage, I remember why I came here. There's something I need to discuss. What is it? Did something happen? He was looking at me confused. Something like that. There's someone that I want to adopt. He was surprised. Adopt someone? Don't you think you're too young to adopt someone? Well, it's more like a guardian. With all due respect, Lord Hokage. It doesn't matter what age I am. I really wanted to take care of this boy. I was dead serious about this. And who is this boy that you want to adopt? I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. His name is Naruto Uzumaki. I said as I opened my eyes. Lord Hokage was shocked. Naruto? Yes. I want to adopt him as my little brother, even though technically he is my little brother. Yukine, I don't think it's a good idea. Even if you take care of him, what will happen when the villagers see you? Don't you think it'll be risky to be your little brother? Then they just have to deal with it. Minato saved my life when I was young and took care of me as his son, and now I want to return the favor by taking care of his son. Which is my little brother. I clenched my hands into a fist. When I came back here, I just saw a bunch of angry mob chasing him and beating him almost to death. I stopped them and I found him, bunch of bruises and blood all over his face. My face became darkened as Lord Hokage looked at his desk guilty. Please, I beg you, Lord Hokage. Let me do this. I'll take care of him, protect him, train him, and make him become stronger that he'll be able to take care of himself. Plus, I want him to leave the village with me. The Hokage look at me like I'm crazy. What? That can't ha. Please let me explain before you jump into conclusions. I know you have your doubts about this and it seems a bad idea, I understand that, but I just can't let him stay here and get beat up every day with no one be there for him. He needs someone who can be there for him and needs to be strong because for some reason, I have a weird feeling something bad is going to happen near future involving with the 9 tails inside of him. Someone will try to take the 9 tails? He said in a surprised tone. Are you sure about that? I nodded. I can't be so sure about it, but I have a feeling it might be true. That is why he need to be prepare himself for it. Not only for himself, but the village included. It's for his sake in this village. It took a while for him to think about it till he nodded. May I ask, how long his training will it take for him? By the time he is 12 years old. 4 years of training? I nodded. He sighed with a deep look on his face, thinking long and hard about it till he answered, so be it, as the 3rd Hokage, I trust you that you'll make him stronger. On 2 condition, bring him home and never leave by his side as a big brother. I smile, bowing to him with respect. Thank you so much, Lord Hokage. He smiled too as he gave me the adoption papers. Like you said before, you two are technically brothers. Just not by blood, however this will make it official that you guys are family. I grabbed the pen on the table and filled it out. I can't believe that I am Naruto's big brother. I'll make Naruto stronger and be prepared for the future. Once I was done finishing the adoption papers, I bowed to the Hokage as he spoke. Do everything you can make sure that he'll be prepared for the future once he comes back. I'm counting on you, Yukine. Don't you worry, Lord Hokage. He'll be ready, I promise. He'd wave at me as I left the office. By the time I stepped out of Lord Hokage's office, I had a feeling that things is going to be different. However, I want to make things better. Naruto's sake. My mind has been overwhelmed with the things that just happened earlier when I was in Lord Hokage's office. Who would have thought that I'm part of this world? The prodigy of Konoha. It kinda sounds pretty corny. The question that I wonder was who put me in here and why did they do it? Maybe someone know about me in the real world and decided to put me in here. Nah, I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure that no one know me that well in Japan. Then again, maybe someone really knows about why I live in Japan and my whole story. Still, I can't believe that I adopted Naruto. Even though that we're already brothers due to Minato adopted me and that makes me a step-brother to him. Is it the right thing, though? I wanted to make Naruto have a peaceful and harmony life than hatred and loneliness from the villagers. Although in the end, he had friends and family, I just couldn't watch him going through those awful things. I just don't understand why don't the villagers see that Naruto is just a boy than seeing him as the Nine Tails. And also, beat him up just for that? He don't deserve to be beaten up cause of the Nine Tails almost destroyed Konoha and killed many lives. He didn't do anything. I swear, if they ever hurt him again, I will stop them. Even if it takes me to kill them. Anyways, I kept on thinking on everything that has happened in Naruto's life while I walked back to Naruto's apartment. For a little boy, he has the smallest apartment I've ever seen. I wonder if the Hokage chose that apartment for him well, at least he's not sleeping in the streets. Don't worry Naruto. I'll protect you no matter what. Even it cost my life. I'll give you a better life than this. I hope that he'll understand what I'm about to say. Even though he's young, he needs to understand why I'm doing this. Just then, I stopped my tracks as a flashback came from my head. Flashback. Help. Somebody help me. I couldn't speak louder to call for help. My body feels weak. I look around and I see bunch of dead bodies all around me. Everything was destroyed and there was smoke everywhere. Mommy. Daddy. I try to call out my parents but, no answer. Am I the only one? The only person who survived? I tried to move but, my body can't handle it. When I move my arms, I take a lot of pain from it. I laid there, staring at all the disaster that happened in my clan. My eyes was too heavy and I slowly closing my eyes. It's it time? Am I gonna to die? From that moment, I heard a voice. I need some help here. I found a little boy. I slowly opened my eyes and I look at who it was. It was a man who had yellow hair, with a green vest and a headband. Stay with me, kid. You're going to be okay. He said as he picked me up slowly and carefully. I need a medic right now. He yelled his group as they were finding a medic. Hang in there, don't say anything, he said while running. I breathed slowly and my vision was blurry and I barely hear anything. Inhale, inhale. Stay, me, don't you die. That's the last thing I heard and everything went black. 2 days later, his condition is stable and his wounds have been treated. The only problem is too much smoke went into his lungs. However, it didn't do any sever that damaged the organs. We're gonna have to take care of him for a few days to get his lungs cleaned. I must say, it's a good thing that you found him and brought him here immediately. He could have died at the spot. I heard a voice while I gained consciousness. Thank you, doctor. I'm glad that you were able to save him. A familiar voice said. I groaned in pain while slowly opening my eyes. Once I opened my eyes, I look around. My vision was slightly blurry but, a few seconds later, my vision started to clear up. I saw 2 people in front of me. One of them looks like a doctor, and the other one was the man who helped me. Ah, I see you're awake. How are you feeling, kid? The doctor asked. What happened? I said while groaning in pain. You were in a disaster and your body was very severed. However, this man saved your life. He said while pointing at the yellow hair. He walked next to me and smiled. Hey there, kid, feeling better? I nodded slowly and he chuckled. Well, it's a good thing that I found you. What's your name? Why Yukine? Narukami. I stuttered. Yukine Narukami? It's nice to meet you. My name is Minato Namikaze. I was the one who found you from the disaster and I brought you here. Do you remember anything what happened? I thought about it and I remember my clan was falling apart. My home was destroyed from something. Minato nodded. Do you have any parents or family relatives? I was to answer the question but, I remember what happened to my parents. They were killed from the destruction. I felt tears coming from my eyes. Minato put his hand on my head. I understand. I'm sorry about your family. I let my emotions out. I was sobbing out loudly until I went into cardiac arrest. Yukine. I heard Minato's voice until everything was silent. End of flashback. My head snapped back into reality. I clench my head and I look around. I was back in Konoha. I looked down at the ground and I saw a drip of water between my feet. Raising my hand to my cheeks, I felt a wet spot. I'm crying? Looking directly to my fingers where I touched the tear. The unexpected flashback made me felt sad, continuing to let the tears dripping down to the floor. Why am I crying? None of this isn't my memory, it's not real. But my body is controlling my emotions. I tried to contain myself, but my feeling is uncontrollable and I started to sob heavily. Time skip. After a few minutes of reminiscing the memories that I experienced, I sucked it up and stood right in front of Naruto's door. I sighed heavily as I went inside to Naruto's room, and he was sitting on his bed, looking out of the window with a sad look on his face. "Naruto?" I said in a calm tone. He turned his head towards and his face brightens up as he grinned. "Narukami-san, you're back," he said as he got off his bed and gave me a hug. I was shocked at first, but I smiled at him, patting his head. "Of course I'm back. Were you waiting for me?" He nodded as he let go. "Yeah, I thought it was like a dream, but it's real," he explained as I nodded. "I see your wounds are better." I look at him. Barely, there's no marks nor bruises on his body. "Yeah, I'm a quick healer when I get hurt. I don't really know why though. Maybe I have superpowers," Naruto commented. "I see. The 9 tails is the reason why he was able to heal quicker than anyone. It still amazes me how incredible it is, especially seeing it in person." Before I spoke, Naruto took a long look at me. "Narukami-san, were you crying?" he pointed out. "Did something happen?" "Oh, there's nothing to worry about, Naruto. I was probably having allergies or something. I get it from time to time." I smiled till I became serious. "Naruto, there's something I need to tell you. I have to take you to see Lord Hokage right now." "What for? Did I do something bad?" Naruto gave me a concerned look. I shook my head. "Of course not, Naruto. You didn't do anything wrong. There's something that the Hokage wanted to talk to you, and it involves with me also. It's very important to you and me." "Are you sure? I'm a little bit scared." Naruto was feeling a little uncomfortable. "There's nothing to be afraid of, Naruto. Plus, I'm gonna be with you, okay?" Naruto smiled and nodded. "Okay. As long as you're here with me, I won't be scared." "Alright, you ready to go?" I put my hand in front of him, waiting for his answer. He stared at my hand. The look on his face was surprised till he slowly reached to my hand and gently grabbed it. "Yeah, let's go." I smiled, headed out the apartment together. When we were walking to the Hokage Tower, I noticed the villagers were avoid us and look at me like I was crazy person who is with a monster. The hatred of their eyes makes Naruto nervous and frightened. He squeezed my hand tight and stayed behind me, making sure no one is getting near him. We finally made it the office from our uneasy trip. As I opened the door and we went inside the office, the Hokage was looking at the window with his hands behind him. He turned around and realized that I have Naruto with me. "Hello, Naruto," he said in a kind tone. "Old man, why do you want to see me?" he questioned. "Well, there's something that I should tell you. Please, have a seat," he said as Naruto sat down and I stand next to the Hokage. "Naruto, do you remember when I told you a story of a boy called the Prodigy of Konoha?" Hokage asked. Naruto nodded. "Yeah, he helped the villagers in Konoha and have an awesome jutsu that no one had." I smile at him. "So he knows about me." "That's right. Did you know this boy?" Hokage asked while pointing next to me. "Yeah, that's Yukine. He saved me from the villagers by kicking their butt," he answered. Hokage nodded. "Well then, Naruto, do you want to meet the Prodigy of Konoha?" "Really? Where is he?" Naruto said instantly. Me and Lord Hokage at each other as we chuckled. I walked next to him and said, "You already met him, Naruto." "I did? When?" He raised an eyebrow at me. I chuckled once again with a grin. "The boy who saved you from those villagers." Naruto's face went from excitement to total shock. "Wait, does that mean you're—" I nodded as I smiled. "It's a pleasure to meet you properly, Naruto. My name is Yukine Narukami, the Prodigy of Konoha." Naruto was speechless. He couldn't say anything. That's when Lord Hokage spoke. "Naruto, the reason I called you here is because Yukine here wants to adopt you as his little brother." Naruto was stunned. "Why, you want to adopt me?" I nodded. "Yes, Naruto. I want to adopt you to be a family with me." But why? Why do you want to adopt a monster like me?" His face became darkened when he said that. However, I answered, "Monster? I'm not adopting a monster." Naruto gave me a confused look. "I'm adopting a boy who deserves to be with someone who can love and take care of him. And that boy is you, Naruto. Do you want me to be your big brother?" Naruto looked like he was about to cry. He looked at me and I see tears pouring down his cheeks. He jumped off his seat and hugged me tightly. When he gave me a hug, I felt his pain and sorrows slowly fading away, and I could feel was his heart beating slowly and gently. I let go and spoke to him. Naruto, I have to tell you something. He wiped the tears off his eyes, looking at me confused. If I adopt you, we're leaving Konoha for a while. Once I said that, Naruto was shocked. Why? How should I explain this? I heard that you want to become Hokage. He nodded. Yeah, I want to become Hokage so everyone will look up to me. I know that you'll become Hokage. But the reason that we have to leave Konoha is because I want to train you to become stronger in order to become Hokage. Naruto wasn't excited. Instead, he looked at the ground sad, making me sigh. I know you want to stay, but I just want you to have a head start to be strong. If you're going to become Hokage, you need to be strong to protect this village. A Hokage must to be strong in order to protect others and be ready for anything. He looked at me in the eyes and nodded as he responded, I want to be strong to be Hokage. Let's go, big bro. My heart skipped a beat when I heard him say, big bro. I never thought he would say that to me. Alright, grab your things and I'll meet you at the front gate. I smiled as he nodded and left the office. Are you sure this is the right thing, Yukine? The Hokage asked. Naruto doesn't need to suffer anymore. Regardless, someone like Naruto doesn't deserve to be treated like this just because a beast is inside him. I said, I see. Then I don't regret the decision I made. However, I want to make one request. Please take good care of Naruto. Lord Hokage, I promise, I will protect Naruto with my life. I bowed to him as I left the office. Naruto, he called me, big bro. When he said that, it reminded me of the book that I found. Does this mean that I have my version of Naruto? It didn't say who wrote it though. I wonder why? After I talked to Lord Hokage, I went to some stores to get some supplies. I went to the weapons shop to grab some kunai, shurikens, and multiple of scrolls that holds anything. By the time I was done getting supplies from the weapons shop, I went to some food stores. I know that Naruto loves ramen, but I need him to eat some healthy foods like veggies and fruits. It'll actually might be funny to see Naruto pout about eating healthy. You know what? I'll be nice to him and buy some instant ramen bowls for him. I mean, you gotta give him ramen as a reward if he did his best job on his training. Still though, I couldn't believe I've adopted Naruto. My favorite character in my favorite anime is becoming my baby brother. I would never thought that I'd be in this anime and have the experience of this era. This is the best feeling I've ever had. Maybe it's a sign that I can live this life after my past life. I wrap up my to-do list and went straight to the gate. Once I got there, I waited for Naruto. I dropped my stuff and leaned against the gate. While I was waiting for him, I checked my pocket if I still have my MP3. Turns out, I still have it. I put my earphones on and I put some love songs. What? Don't you listen to love songs? It's soothing and relaxing. Don't judge me. I was lip-syncing some songs until I saw Naruto, bringing a backpack with him. I smile at him cause he'd look cute with it. I took out my earphones and smile at him. There you are, Naruto. Are you ready to go? I said while smiling at him. Naruto was looking down on the ground. He looked like he's upset. I bent down to his height and looked at him. Is there something wrong? I asked with a concerned tone. He looked up to me and looked back at the village. A lot of emotion is inside him which made me feel guilty. I stood there, speechless. I don't know what to say but to wait until he does or says something. I know this is his home and I know he's going to be homesick. I don't know if I want to leave the village. Naruto said in a sad tone. I walked next to him, standing by his side and asked, Naruto, do you love this village? He nodded. Yeah, it's my home. This is where I was born. He smiled for a sec till he slowly frowned and his eyes starts watery with his hands clenching. But the villagers just hates me. They just beat me up every time when they see me outside. I just don't get it. I don't understand why they do this to me. Just why? Why do they hate me? What did I do wrong? I'm just a kid. I didn't do anything wrong. It's not right. Naruto yelled as tears streaming down his face and his body was shaking. I don't understand. Why would they hurt me? Why do they call me a demon? Just why? I couldn't handle him being like this. I pull him into a hug him, making him cry on my shoulder. He was sobbing so loudly which almost hit my emotions. Naruto. I had no one to stood up for me. They just watched me get beat up. But when you stopped them, I was happy that there's someone who isn't like the villagers. He buries his face on my chest and squeezes my shirt. I'm really sorry that you had to go through from that. Rubbing his back to calm him down, I replied, "You know, Naruto? I know exactly how that feels." "Huh?" Naruto let go of me and gave me a confused look. "Naruto, when I was around your age, I was all alone. I didn't have any friends, nobody wanted to talk to me, nobody even wanted to get near me. I did a lot of pranks just so people would like me. But it turns out it didn't make any better. They all hated me for what I did. I thought prank was the solution to my loneliness. They saw me as a brat who is a troublemaker. Not only that, I have been in the same situation you've been." Naruto was surprised that he wasn't the only one who feel lonely. I felt his pain and he'd suffered a lot. I want to give Naruto happiness to his life and the joy that a boy need. I smile at him as I wipe the tears off his eyes. "Naruto, you really reminded of myself," I said as I placed my hand on his head. "However, you're not the only one who has been lonely and has that pain." Naruto began to cry again. I pulled him into a hug once more and held him as I told him that everything is going to be okay. "It's okay. Naruto, I promise you, from this day forward, I'll protect you with my life. I will never let someone hurt you again. I'll be by your side till the day I die. Not just as your guardian, but as your big brother," I said with pride. He looked at me and looked back at the village. He closed his eyes and nodded. "And I'll be there when you need me, big bro." I was surprised a little but smiled at him. He has a great heart. I nodded my head as I pick up my stuff and his. "Alright. Ready to go, baby bro?" I said while grinning at him. He looked at me surprised but grinned back as he held on my hand. We walked out of Konoha and didn't look back. Once we were far away from the village, Naruto's journey began. It's time that I give Naruto a better and happier life. Actually no. It's time that I gave my baby bro a new life. It's been about a year since we left the village and Naruto have been improving. His ninjutsu is almost above average and his taijutsu is good. His genjutsu on the other hand is not really great, but I think his ninjutsu and taijutsu is a little bit more suitable for him. Naruto's knowledge is also improving too. In the series, he had some trouble learning when Iruka-sensei was teaching the class. It took some time for his intelligence to improve, but he's getting better. When I told him that he needs to improve his knowledge, he pouted, but I've convinced him by telling him I'll treat him ramen if he does a good job. Once I said that, he instantly stopped pouting and started to learn right away. As for me, I was curious about my abilities to do in this world. So I took the liberty to do some jutsu for myself, and I'm not bragging, but I am just amazed by how incredible it is. I never knew how much power that I have inside me. I have not fought in my life, and when I started to throw some punches and kicks, my body starts feeling the flow of my movements. It's just insane that I know how to fight. We're at a forest somewhere in the land of fire and I was watching Naruto practicing his ninjutsu. He was actually having fun doing some transformation jutsu. That's when he walked up to me. He sat down next to me and he was panting for air. "Good job, Naruto. It seems you're almost ready for the next stage," I said while smiling at him. "Really? Alright," he cheered as he put his fist in the air. I chuckled at him. "I think that's all for today. There should be a small village close by from here. We can stay there for a few days." He nodded as we pack up our stuff and walked to the village. While we were walking, Naruto stopped his track. I looked back and he looked like he's thinking of something. "Naruto, is there something wrong?" I asked as I walked to him. "Big bro, don't you think it's okay that I go there like this?" He said while looking down. "You mean like going to the village as yourself? Is that the reason he stopped?" He nodded as he continues. "They might know me who I am as a demon, you know." He does have a point. There might be some villagers that know Naruto as the Nine Tails. That's when I came up with an idea. "Say Naruto, why don't you transform and change your appearance?" He looked up at me. "Change my appearance?" I nodded at him. He nodded as he did a hand sign. "Transform." Once he said that, a pile of smoke covered him. By the time the smoke went away, I expected he changed to another person. Turns out it a woman. A naked woman. I instantly got a nosebleed and tried to wipe it off. "What do you think? Is it perfect?" Naruto asked, blowing me a kiss. I snarled at him, "You are forbidden to do that type of transformation ever again." Naruto turned back to himself and he was confused. "Okay, how about this?" He transformed again and more smoke covered his body. Once the smoke started to disappear, I looked at Naruto and I was surprised. Naruto's hair changed from yellow to red. His eyes wasn't blue anymore, it was a grayish color. And his whiskers was completely gone on his cheeks. He looks like Kushina. So, what do you think? He said while grinning. Not bad, it'll do. I smile at him. Couldn't believe he'd transform into that. His transformation is just getting better and better. Alright Naruto, we have to come up a name for you. I said as I thought about some random name. How about Yuta? I said while shrugging. Naruto look at me weird but smile at me. Yuta. I like it. He said while grinning at me. I chuckled as I rub his hair. Okay, that's the name. Ready to go, Yuta-kun? Yeah, he said as he got onto my back. I almost fell but I kept my balance. Naruto laughed as I gave him a piggyback ride. I sighed but smiled at him as we walked to the village. Even though Naruto kinda heavy, his smile gave me strength. Every time that I see his smile, it makes me happy and have a lot of confidence. 20 minutes later, we finally made it to the village and Naruto was sleeping on my back, leaving drools on my shoulder. I look around and the village is not too big and it's very peaceful. I walk around and I found a hotel. I went inside and I walk up to the front desk. Once I was next to the front desk, I waited until a young woman came up. Hello, welcome to our hotel. How can I help? Why? She stopped talking and stared at me surprised. I look at her confused. Miss? Is there something wrong? I asked, making her snap back into reality. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just, you look kinda familiar. She said while she waving off. Have you been here before? I look familiar? I tilted my head as I shook. No, not that I know of. Oh, it's nothing serious. You kinda look like someone who helped me from bunch of bandits years back when I just a little girl. He was little boy around my age and he was amazing. Just able to take care of those bandits with no problem. She said as she was thinking. A little boy who helped you from bandits, huh? Any idea what's his name? I asked. I really don't know his name. It has been a while since I remember him but people did called him the prodigy of Konoha, or something. The woman answered with a soft smile on her face. Huh? I help her? Who knew that I helped so many people and they spread rumors about me? The prodigy of Konoha? If I may ask, could you tell me what happened to him? I asked. The lady shrugged. I have no clue. I heard rumors that they said he was killed or disappeared or something. I hope those are not true, but who knows? I see. Well anyways, I would have one room, please. I changed the subject. Oh right, sorry about that. She apologized as she gave me a clipboard. Please sign here and here. I took the clipboard from her and I write a false name. I gave it back at her as she gave to the key to the room. When I was about to leave, the woman stopped me. Is that your son? She asked kindly. Yes, we're just travelers and we wanted to stay here for a few days. I said while smiling. Ah, he's adorable. Well, I hope you enjoy your stay. Please call me for anything if there's anything you need. She said as I nodded and walked to our room. Once I was in our room, I set Naruto on the bed and let him sleep. He smiled in his sleep and I smiled at him. It was pretty late so I crawled into bed with him, putting his head on my arm. I kiss his forehead and close my eyes. The next day, I decided that me and Naruto should explore around this place a bit. Naruto agreed as he changed his appearance and we walk around the village. We went to different food place and Naruto was having fun. I was glad that Naruto was having fun and no villagers doesn't recognize him. It was good that no one know that he was in a transformation jutsu. I was in a store and Naruto was next to me. When I was done shopping around, I looked for Naruto and he wasn't next to me. He wandered around the area and I got worried about him. I thought he was next to me the whole time. I didn't panic and I started to run around the village to search for him. There was no signs of him. I was starting to feel more worried about him. I called his fake name out and I didn't hear him until I heard someone behind me. Does this kid belong to you? A female voice said and I slowly turned around. Once I turned around, I looked at the woman's face and I was shocked. It was a moment of silence. I was staring at her with a shock expression. I don't know what to say. Lady Tsunade was next to Naruto, with her hands on his shoulders. Lady Tsunade, one of the legendary Sannin, I said in a surprised tone. How do you know who I? She was about to ask how I know her until she looked at me carefully. At that moment, her eyes was widened and her face was full in shock. Why Yukine? She asked as she walked to me slowly. From that point on, a flashback came back to me. Flashback, age 5. I was with mommy and daddy at the park. We were having a lot of fun. Me and daddy was playing tag and mommy was watching us, smiling. That's when I heard footsteps behind me. I turn around and it was a beautiful lady. She had light blonde hair and she has a weird dot on her forehead. "Oh Tsunade, what brought you here? I thought you were at a casino or something," Daddy said while looking at her unexpected. "I was about head over there till I heard rumors that you adopted someone and I wanted to see him for myself." "Apparently, the rumors is true, is this him?" Tsunade asked while looking at me. I was too shy as I went behind Dad. "Yeah, this is Yukine Narukami. He's kinda shy with other people. Say hi to Lady Tsunade, Yukine," he said, pushing me to Tsunade. I blush madly and I look away from her. I didn't what to say. I'm pretty quiet around people. Hello. I said it quickly and I walked back behind Dad. "Ah, he's really shy. It's okay Yukine. I don't bite." She giggle. I slowly walk up to her. She smiles and I gave her a small smile. "Why, you look very pretty." I shyly compliment her while blushing. Tsunade was surprised but smiled at me again as she rubbed my hair. "Why, thank you." Tsunade was pleased from what I said. From that time on, me and Lady Tsunade have a strong bond between us. End of flashback. "Yukine? Is that you?" Tsunade asked again, still in shock. I smiled at her and nodded. "It's good to see you again, Lady Tsunade," I said while smiling. At that moment, Lady Tsunade tackled me into a hug. I was spooked but I hugged back. I can tell she's a little emotional when she hugged me but doesn't show it. "I thought you were dead. Where did you go?" she asked as she let go of me. It's hard to explain. I don't know what to say. Explaining her about a jutsu that I've made, she'll think it's impossible. "I haven't seen you in years. Look how much you've grown. How old are you now?" she asked. "I'm 15, so it's been 7 years since that day, huh?" she said to herself while looking down on the ground. That's when everything went quiet. I look at Tsunade. She seems thinking of something. When she done thinking, she look at Naruto. "Yukine, who's this boy?" she asked. "This is Yuta. He's my adopted baby brother." I answer as Naruto walked next to me. "Adopted? You adopted a kid?" Tsunade asked in a surprised tone. "Yeah, it's more complicated. Can we talk about this privately?" I asked, rubbing my head. "That way you'll understand a little better." Lady Tsunade nodded as Naruto held my hand and we walked somewhere where there's nobody around. We decided that we should talk privately in my room hotel. When we got there, we sat down and I took a deep breath. "Naruto, show your true self?" I said to Naruto. "Naruto?" Tsunade was confused. Naruto hesitated for a sec but nodded as he undid the jutsu. As Naruto made the hand sigh, his body was covered by some smoke. Once the smoke was clearing up, Tsunade's face was full shocked. "You adopted him?" Tsunade asked in a surprised tone. "Yes, Naruto?" He looked at me. "I need you head to your room for a minute. Me and Lady Tsunade have some things to discuss." He wasn't sure about what I'm talking about, but he nodded and headed to his room. By the time Naruto was in his room, I explained everything to Tsunade. Once I was done explaining Tsunade about adopting Naruto, the whole went silent till she finally spoke. "I see. So that's why you had to adopt him?" "Yes, I didn't want Naruto to have a rough life in Konoha, especially when he's still a kid. I want him to have the courage to become the greatest ninja that Konoha ever had. And also, surpass all the Hokages. Including Dad. Is that so?" Tsunade eye closed smile. "I understand. I think you're doing the right thing for him. I hope I did." "Thank you, Tsunade-sama." I bowed to her. "Oh, don't be so formal to me. I'm not that type of person," she said, waving off. "Anyway, you still look pretty since the last time I saw you." I compliment her. She lightly blush. "Oh, stop it. I haven't heard that from you since you were little." "So, what are you doing here?" I asked curiously. "Oh, I was with Apprentice and I was visiting some places." She answered. "Let me guess. Gambling or drinking?" I asked while smirking. "Gambling. Maybe a little bit of both." She answered. "Figures. I see." Suddenly, a woman bashed into the door. "Lady Tsunade, where were you? I was looking for you all over," she asked until she saw me. "Wait a minute, are you Yukine Narukami?" "That's me, how are you?" I answer. "You must Lady Tsunade's apprentice." "Yes, that's me. My name is Shizune. Please forgive me for barging into your room, Narukami-san." She bowed to me. "No need to apologize, Shizune." I put my hand out. "And also, just call me Yukine. I'm not really all about formal things." Oink, oink, her pig oink at me. "Oh, this is Taunton." She introduced to her. Nice to meet you, Tauntaun. I smiled as I wave at her. Oink. Tauntaun smiles, oinking back. That's when I forgot to bring Naruto out. I called him out and he was in his Yuta form. He saw Shizune and he hid behind me. "Aw, he's so cute. Who's this little fella?" Shizune asked. "This is Yuta. He's my adopted baby brother," I said while pushing Naruto in front of me. "Say hi to Miss Shizune, Yuta." Hello." He said it quickly and went back behind me. Hee hee. Why are you acting so nervous?" I chuckled at him as he smacked my back. Yukine. I want to see him train. I kinda curious of what you taught him." Tsunade asked. I raised my eyebrow but nodded. "Why not? Is it okay for you, Yuta?" I asked Naruto. He nodded shyly. All of us chuckled as we went to a field. Let's see if Tsunade is impressed. Lady Tsunade was very impressed of Naruto's training and his skills. I'm glad that what I'm teaching Naruto is great. What's more surprising is Lady Tsunade is also helping him on his training and teaching him with some taijutsu. Gotta give her some credits, she was a really big help. Plus, Shizune really liked Naruto. She plays with him and loves having a chat with him. I'm happy that they're getting along and Naruto is getting into his comfort zone. I was waking to the shopping district with Lady Tsunade and I see people looking at me either shocked or very curious. I kept hearing them, "Is that the prodigy? Doesn't he look like him? The prodigy is in our village?" There was so many gossips everywhere. I'm not annoyed but surprised that people really think that I'm the prodigy. I mean, it's amazing that me being famous around the ninja world. "You know something? I can't believe that I became a famous ninja," I said to Tsunade. You're bragging about being famous?" She smirked at me. "I wouldn't recall bragging. It's very unexpected." "Well, you're not like other ninjas. You have a special power that nobody has," she explained. "I know, I heard that before. But, why me? Of all the people around the world, why'd I have this special power?" I asked. "I wish I knew. My guess someone from another dimension gave you that power." "Someone from another dimension? What do you mean by that?" I was confused about her guess. "It's just a wild guess for me, Yukine." She shrugged. "Anyways, I'm very impressed on how you train Naruto. You really think I'm doing okay?" I asked. "Well, of course. You've been teaching him step by step of ninjutsu and taijutsu. His skill is getting better and much stronger." She smiled at me. "Chuckle, come on, I'm just teaching him basic jutsu." I laugh embarrassed while rubbing my hair. It's not like I'm teaching him with higher rank jutsu. You too though. You're helping Naruto some taijutsu. I gotta give the credit for it. Thank you. Happy to help." She winked at me. "We should get back to Shizune and Naruto. I wonder what they're doing." I nodded at her as we walked back to the training area. When we got there, we saw Naruto running away from Shizune. I guess they're playing tag. I smile at them because Naruto is having a great time. Suddenly, a flashback snapped in my head. Flashback. "You can't catch me, Dad." I taught at Dad while running away from him, laughing. "Oh really? You better run then, Yukine," he said while dashing towards me. I was playing tag with Minato and Kushina was watching us, smiling. It was fun but, Minato cheated. He used his flying thunder god to teleported next to me. "Hey, that's cheating." I pouted at him. "Ha ha ha. Sorry, I just had to do that." He laughed while patting my head. "You're too adorable when you pout." "I am not adorable," I said while looking away, blushing. "Okay boys, let's get something to eat." Kushina yelled at us. "Okay, say, Yukine, wanna get some ichirakus?" he said. "Yeah, I want ramen." I cheered as I hop onto Minato's back. We all laughed as we walked to Ichiraku's. End of flashback. As the flashback ended, my eyes started to water. I just couldn't believe that I was having fun with Minato and Kushina. Being the son of Naruto's parents is just unbelievable. Gosh, I just wish I could meet them for real. Ricky, what's wrong? Why are you crying? Tsunade asked me in a worried tone. I'm sorry. When I watch them playing, it reminds me of when I'm playing with. I explained, wiping my eyes. Yukine. She was speechless. I pulled myself together and took a deep breath. Couple of minutes later, I wanted to say something off my chest. You know, just watching him having fun, it really makes me happy. He reminded of me when I was his age. I was like that and it kinda feels weird that he does the same thing that I did. This is why I adopted him. Not just because I wanted to protect him, I adopted him because of what he has been through. He didn't have parents when he grew up, he felt alone, an outcast, a nobody. I smiled. But not anymore. Because he has me. No matter where he goes or how far we are, I will always be with him by his side. Because he's my baby brother and I'm his big bro. I look at Tsunade and she nodded while smiling. I smiled back as I continued to watch them play. Hey, big bro. Betcha can't catch me, he taught as he ran away from me. Better start running, baby bro. I chuckled as I chase after Naruto. Naruto, I'll make your life better and you won't ever feel lonely again. Because you're my baby bro and I won't let you go. Today, I gave Naruto the day off. He wants to keep going and practice more, but I think he deserves a break. I know he wants to be strong in order to become Hokage, but he at least get a day off. Pushing him to his limit will deteriorate his chakra. I was making breakfast for him while he was sleeping. I probably give him some organic pancakes and milk. Basically a healthy breakfast for him. Actually, never mind, I'll put some chocolate chips in there since he has been working hard. Plus, after I cooked the pancakes, I heard a noise coming from Naruto's room. It was him with his pajamas and hat, rubbing his eyes, yawning loudly. I chuckled as he looked up at me. Morning, big bro, he said as he yawns again. Morning, baby bro, I made some breakfast for you, I said, start putting the pancakes on his plate. Whoa, is this chocolate chips pancakes? He asked with a surprised tone. I nodded. Of course, since you were doing great at your training and worked hard, I wanted to give you a special little treat for today. You earned it, so dig in. Wow, thanks, big bro. He grinned as he took a big bite of the pancakes. This is good. I chuckled at him. Thanks. I'm not really much of a cook, but I'm glad that you like it. It's really good. I like it. He grinned as there was chocolate all over his mouth. I started laughing at him as he was confused. Seeing that smiling always makes my day. What's so funny? He asked, looking at me like I'm crazy. Ha ha ha. It's nothing. Ha ha ha. I laughed hysterically while Naruto went up to a mirror. Huh? Oh, so that's why you're laughing. He blushed embarrassed as I kept on laughing. That's when he smirked evilly, reaching for a bunch of melted chocolate and throw it right to my face. I stood there, looking at Naruto, who started laughing crazy. Ha ha ha, you should see the look on your face. Ha ha ha. Naruto laughing, grabbing his stomach while he pointing at me. Oh, you're so going to get it. I grabbed some chocolate and started throwing at him. From that point on, we had our chocolate fight, which made the whole kitchen covered in chocolate and got complaints for the neighbors. After we cleaned the kitchen and took a shower, I decided that me and Naruto hang out with Lady Tsunade and Shizune since we don't have nothing to do at the moment. When we got there, Naruto was all joy when he saw Shizune. He really likes Shizune. Hello, Yukine. Tsunade nodded as I nodded back. Hello, Lady Tsunade. How's your day been? I greeted her back. It's good. Everything seems to be very peaceful today. She smiles as we sat next to each other. How's Naruto? Has he been improving his training? I nodded. Yeah, he's really getting the hang of it. Actually, he's improving a lot. I see. So what about you? She asked. Me? Well, nothing much. I practiced here and there, but I'm mainly focused on Naruto's training. Just got to make sure he's prepared for anything. I shrugged. She nodded. I look at Shizune. How's things, Shizune? It's okay. I'm glad you brought Naruto here. He's really cute. She smiles as Naruto to blush. I am not cute. Naruto blushed madly as he pouted. I chuckled, rubbing his hair. Anyways, it's his day off today and I'm gonna taking him to the festival. You're welcome, join us if you want. Thanks for the offer, but Shizune and I have some important things to do for the rest of the day. She said. That's understandable. Well, I gotta go. I promised Naruto that we go to the festival. I'll see you two later, I said as we each other waved goodbye. Later that day, as we arrived to the festival, Naruto started dragging me to different food stands. It's a good thing that I got a lot of money in my scroll because Naruto is going bananas all over the food stands. And believe me, Naruto is a savage when it comes to food. After he was done eating, I've decided that we should play some games around the festival. He agreed and we'd played a lot of games. I was so happy that Naruto was having a lot of fun. I bet every time there's an event in the village, he either stays in his home watching from above or the villagers kick him out. It's not fair for him to not have the experience of what it's like to be in a festival. I really hope that he continues to be happy and not sad. As it was getting late, we heading back to the hotel for the rest of the night. Alright, baby bro, time to get some sleep. You got another training first thing in the morning, I said to him. Alright, Big bro, good night. He grinned as he went to his room. I smiled as I went to my room and went to bed. 2 hours later. It was a quiet and relaxing night till I woken up by a scream. I immediately sat up and I heard someone screaming. No, don't leave me, big bro. I need you. It was Naruto, screaming in agony in his room. I instantly got off my bed and rushed to his room where I saw him on his bed, tossing and turning while he was sweating with bunch of tears in his eyes. Naruto, wake up. I ran up to him and started to shake him. You're having a bad dream. Wake up. He gasped as he woke up and sat up to his bed. He looked around and immediately noticed me. Tears was running down his cheeks as he tackled me into a hug. Big bro, he said as he was sobbing on my chest, tightening his arms around me. Naruto. I feel sorry for Naruto as I comfort him. It's okay. Everything is okay. It was a nightmare. Big bro, I had a nightmare. He continued as bunch of tears streaming down his face. I watched you died in front of asterisk me. Why you were protected me by someone and I didn't do anything. Naruto. I hug him tight as he did the same. It's just a nightmare. You know I won't die and leave you alone. Why you promised? He looked at me with sad eyes. I smiled at him as I wiped his tears. No matter what happens, I promise that I'll always be here for you. He sad smiled and gave me another hug. Big bro, can I sleep with you? I'm scared to sleep by myself. I chuckled and nodded. Of course. Hang on to me. He smiled as I carry him to my room. We climb into my bed and we laid next to each other. He instantly snuggled on my chest and I wrapped my arm around him, putting my head on top of his. I didn't close my eyes to go back to sleep. My eyes was on Naruto and my mind was thinking about him. Naruto might have nightmares on a daily basis. It really is sad for a young boy to nightmares every night. Couple of minutes later, Naruto fell asleep and I was still watching him. My mind was overwhelmed with mixed feelings. I winced and clenched my hand as I pulled him closer to me. Naruto, I will never leave you. I couldn't sleep after Naruto had a nightmare. I just laid next to him, staring him in his sleep while thinking about his nightmare. I tried to not to think about, but somehow it keeps on bothering me. I don't know if I'm gonna die in this world soon or in the near future. I was getting worried and I can't get it out of my mind. The sun rises up and I slowly got off my bed without waking Naruto up. I took a good look at him. He was drooling while cuddling my pillow. I smile as I grab a notebook and write him a note, letting him that I'm heading somewhere. I gotta take a walk to clear my head. Maybe I can talk to Lady Tsunade about it. I wonder if she's not busy today. I changed to my regular clothes and went out. I put my hand in my pocket and look around. The villagers are looking at me like I came back for the dead. This place is getting weird. I thought. I finally went to Lady Tsunade's room. I knock on the door and waited. Couple seconds later, the door slowly opened. It was Lady Tsunade. She was wearing a basic white robe and her hair was covering her right eye. Yukine? This is out of ordinary, she said, drying her hair with a towel. What made you come over here so early? I'm sorry if I disturb you, but do you have a moment? There's something I need to talk to you about, I asked while looking away from her. It's about Naruto. Sure. Please, come in. She opened the door and I walk inside. Meanwhile, Naruto. I slowly open my eyes. I lean up and look around while rubbing my eyes. I stretched my arms till I realized Big Bro wasn't next to me. Big Bro? I said while looking around. Where did he go? I thought. I looked to my left and there was a note on the end table. I pick the note up. It says, Naruto, I left early and headed to Grandma Tsunade to talk about something important. If you're hungry, there's instant ramen for you in the kitchen. Please stay here until I get back and don't go anywhere. Big Bro. Something important? I thought as I put back the note on the table. I got up and went to the kitchen to eat some ramen. Still, why does Big Bro want to talk to Grandma Tsunade early in the morning? After my ramen, I went back to Big Bro's room and laid on his bed. I sighed as I look at the ceiling. It's boring when there's nothing to do. I wonder Big Bro has some stuff that I can waste time on? I saw his backpack and walked to it. I was curious of what he has. I open his backpack and pour all his stuff on the bed. There was some weird stuff that he has. Especially this thing. I pick it up and it was some sort of a music thing. I look at it and it was called a MP3. What the heck is a MP3? It also has a long wire that was attached to the MP3 thing. There was buttons on the thing. As I press it, I started to hear a weird sound. It was coming from the wire. I pick it up and I hear music coming from it. I slowly put it in my ear and it's a guy singing. Back to Yukine. What, are you sure? Tsunade asked with a surprised tone. Yeah, I woke up from Naruto. I went to his room and I saw him moving around his bed screaming, no. Big bro, don't leave me. Please. I was scared and I shake him to wake him up. I took a deep breath as I continued. He gasped as he awake. Once he was awake, he looked at me and immediately hugged me. Yukine. Tsunade muttered. He told me that You what? Tsunade asked. I sacrificed myself to protect him from someone. From that moment, I felt tears dripping down on my hand. I'd rubbed my eyes as Tsunade came up and comforted me, rubbing my back. I couldn't sleep after that. I don't know if it will happen in the future. Shish. Yukin, that's enough. You don't have to explain to me anymore. Tsunade said with a gentle tone. But I tried to talk but Tsunade interrupted me. Yukine Narukami. What Naruto said about his nightmare, it's not going to happen. You know it and he knows it. Tsunade consoled me, clamping her hands on mine. Look at me. I slowly raise my head and look at her straight at her eyes. You're better than that. Don't you ever think about it. I'm sure it's just a nightmare. No matter what, you keep protecting that boy. You're his big bro. Don't ever leave by his side. She's right. I'm his big bro and I will never leave him. Ever. Thank you. I sad smile as we hug each other. Anything for my godchild. I'm just helping you out. She giggled as we let go. You should get back to your apartment. You don't want Naruto be worried about you. I nodded as we say our goodbyes and walk back. Later, when I was walking back, I kept thinking about what Lady Tsunade said earlier about that I'm her godchild. I guess that she's my godmother. I don't know, Minato and Kushina probably told me she's my godmother. Maybe she wanted to be my godmother. I'll ask her some other time. I finally got back to the apartment. I took out my keys, unlocked the door, and walked inside. Baby bro? I yelled slightly. Suddenly, I heard someone singing. I was confused. It was coming from my room. I walked slowly to my room. I took a peek and I was shocked. Naruto was listening to my MP3 player and he was singing. Since when Naruto knows how to sing? I stood there and listened what he was singing. It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Why do you have to leave so soon? Why do you have to go? Why do you have to leave me when I needed you the most? 'Cause I don't really know how to tell ya. Without feeling much worse. I know you're in a better place. But it's always gonna hurt. Carry on. Give me all the strength I need to carry on. It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Ooh, how do I breathe without you? I'm feeling so cold. I'll be waiting right here for ya. Till the day you're home. Carry on. Give me all the strength I need to carry on. So let the light guide your way. Hold every memory as you go. And every road you take will always lead you home, home. It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Ooh, when I see you again. See you again. When I see you again. I was surprised that Naruto can sing. His voice was like an angel. I couldn't believe it. He has vocals. Tears was flowing down my face. His voice was so emotional that it actually made me cry. Next thing you know, Naruto noticed me crying. He took out the earphones and panicked. Big bro, I'm sorry. I was bored and I was curious about this thing and wiping the tears off my face, I sat next to him and spoke. Naruto, when did you know how to sing? I don't know. I was listening to this song and I guess sang along with it. I'm sorry for taking your stuff without asking. He said, looking at the ground guilty. Naruto. I raise his head to look at me. You don't have to say sorry. I know you're bored without me. And it's okay. Don't worry about it. He nodded. Big bro, why are you crying? Oh, it's nothing. I sad smile. Was it the song I sang? I didn't mean. No, it's okay. The song that you sang was actually a memento of a person that was close to me. I sighed. The person that was close to you? Who was it? Naruto asked. Naruto. Do you really want to know? Naruto slowly nodded and I nodded back. Okay, let me tell you a story about my best friend. Tell me, big bro. Who was she? Naruto asked me. I chuckled at him. Alright, let me tell you a story about me when I was your age and I made my very first friend. Flashback, Yukine. Age 8. I was at the park, sitting alone on the swings. I was watching the kids, playing with their friends. Big bro, why were you sitting alone? Naruto interrupted. Because I didn't know how to greet with someone. I was really shy when I was little. I smiled at Naruto. Oh, keep going, big bro. Naruto said as I nodded at him. I sighed deeply, looking down my feet. I wish I was brave enough to talk to someone. I'm such a scaredy cat. I thought. Hi there. I heard a voice in front of me. I look up and it was a girl. I tried to say hello but I couldn't. Why are you here alone? She asked curiously. You don't want to play? I look away from her. No. I am scared. Of what? You scared of playing with them? She asked as I nodded. She giggled. Ah, you're shy, huh? Come on, let's play. She grabbed my hand, making me blushed. She dragged me everywhere and I played with her for a while. When it's time to go, she gave me a hug. Say, I haven't catch your name. She said nicely. Why Yukine? I nervously answered. It's nice to meet you, Yukine. My name is Rin. I hope we can be friends. She smiles at me as she hugged me. I blushed crazy when she hugged me. I can even hear her heart beating. Something about her makes me feel comfortable. Well, I gotta go. Rin said as she left go of me. I'll see you around, Yuki-kun. She waved goodbye as she walked home. As she walked away from me, I had a feeling that we're going to meet again. Present. After I met Rin, I've opened more of myself and I was confident to talk someone. Me and her always hang out together. We kept on seeing each other at that park. I always at the swings, waiting for her. Once I see her, she just makes me smile like I felt so comfortable with her. She really makes you happy, big bro? Naruto asked. Yeah, we were best friends for 6 years. Sure, she's a very extrovert and I'm an introvert, but she made me feel better for myself. That's until. I was about to say something but I remember what happened. Until what? Tell me, come on. Naruto was excited to know. Everything was great until. Flashback, Ricky. Age 14. I was sitting on the same swings, holding a rose for Rin. I was there to confess my feelings for her. I waited for an hour. She didn't show up. Where is she? I hope she read the note. I thought while looking at the rose. I kept on waiting for her until I saw her, walking towards me. I was about to show her the rose until I saw her face, filled with sadness and dry tears from her eyes. Rin-chan? Are you okay? I asked concerned. You don't look good. She shook her head. What happened? I asked as she shook her head again. Come on, you can tell me. I'm your best friend, right? Aye. She tried to speak but couldn't. Come on, Rin-chan. I need to know. What is it? What's going on? I'm moving. She interrupted me. What did you say? I asked again. I'm moving away, okay. She yelled at me. I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. I just felt my heart drop and my body was completely frozen. I am sorry, Rikun. Rin started to cry again, trying to wipe the tears off her eyes. Why you're leaving? I just couldn't believe that she said it to me. Thought I was in some sort of a nightmare. I tried to convince my parents to stay here but they don't have a choice. She explained. No. Please. Don't leave me. My emotions was hard to control which made me cry uncontrollably. My throat was getting clogged, making me choked up. I don't want to leave you too. But my parents doesn't have a choice. Rin was shaking up to the point she was sobbing uncontrollably. Rin, I'm begging you. I don't want to lose you. I can't live without you. I hug her as she hugged back. Please don't go. I don't want to go too. We'd embrace for a couple of seconds until she was the first one to let go. It's going to be okay. You'll be fine without me. No, I won't be fine. You were the only person who gave me the confidence to be myself to others but now you're leaving. I don't know if I can have that confidence to do it again. I continued to sob until I felt a hand on my chin. I look up and Rin was kissing me. I was surprised for a bit but I kissed back. Her was soft and so tender. We pull back, letting our forehead rest on each other. I always wanted to do that for so long. She said, I didn't have the guts to do it. Really? I asked. Yeah, I was in love with you ever since I met you. She eye closed smiled. Funny, I was in love with you too. Plus, I was completely shy to talk to you. I smiled. We kissed once more until it was time. We look at each other and I forgot to give her the rose. I show it to her and she was surprised. Yuki-kun? You don't keep it. Whatever you feel lonely, look at this rose to remember me by. I smiled at her. Even though it might die, still, just keep it. Yuki-kun. She was speechless until she smiled. Okay, I will never lose it. Good. I smile until I frowned. Well, I guess this is goodbye. Yeah, she said as we embrace one last time. I love you, Yuki-kun. She said. I love you too, Rin-chan. I'll see you again, I said as we went to our separate ways. 3 years later. It was about time to head back to the village and Naruto is ready. Actually, he is more than ready. I've watched Naruto become stronger and he has improving a lot. But most of all, from the past 3 years, Naruto was happy. Happy that his life isn't miserable than he was before and I was the one who changed it. As for me, I've successfully know every jutsu that Minato, Kakashi, Jiraiya, and 3rd Hokage that have taught me when I was young. It's amazing that these skills are amazing and very powerful. Still, the mysterious jutsu that was on my bio, I just couldn't know about it. It's very difficult to learn it and it doesn't make any sense to execute it. Maybe I should have a talk with Lord Hokage about it. He should have the answer to my problem. Oh yeah, Naruto's appearance change. His hair was now long just like Minato's. His clothes is different. He now wears a orange shirt with a black-white hoodie with the Uzumaki symbol behind his back, black ninja pants, and my old pair of white sneakers. Also, he put his kunai holster on his right leg. As for me, I also changed my appearance. My blonde hair was also long like Minato's and I'm attractive. I'm like bragging about my looks, huh? Anyways, I wear a white launch sleeve shirt with my Narukami symbol on my left shoulder and the Uzumaki symbol on the back, and olive ninja pants, and all black shoes. I also wear fingerless left gloves, kunai holster on my right leg, and my whole right arm is bandages. Me and Naruto were packing our stuff and we headed to Tsunade's place. As we got there, I knocked at her and waited. Once it was open, Tsunade immediately hugged me. She wasn't sad nor angry. Tsunade? I was frozen as I look at her confused. Sorry about that. Tsunade let go of me. I just wanted to hug you because you're heading back to the village. You know this isn't goodbye, right? We'll see each other again in the near future. I smiled at him. I know that. Just be careful, okay? And take care of Naruto. Tsunade said as I nodded. It is your responsibility to be with him. Of course, I won't leave him by his side. I nodded. That's all I need to know and I'll take your word from it. She gave me another hug. I'll see you around, Yukine. Have a safe journey. You too, Tsunade. Don't drink or gamble too much. Like that's going to happen. She smirked as she gave Naruto a hug too. Take care of your big brother, Naruto. Yes, Grandma Tsunade. He grinned at him. We waved each other goodbye as we left her place. During our walk, Shizune came up to us and hugged both of us. She cried a little bit but she knows that we meet again soon. After we say our goodbyes, we stood and looked back at the village that we stayed one last time and we started walking to Konoha. During our walk to the Leaf Village, it was quiet. So I decided to have a small talk to Naruto for a little bit. You ready to go home? I asked Naruto. You bet. It's been a while seeing the Leaf Village. Naruto grinned at me, having his arms behind his head. You ain't the only who thinks that. It really has been 3 years of training and now you are getting closer to become Hokage. I closed eyes smiled at him. Naruto stopped his tracks, making me stop and look at him. He's staring at the ground and lips turns into a smile. It's because you, Grandma Tsunade, and Shizune helped and supported me. But the person who was there for me since the beginning was you. You've gave me the best thing in life. Is that so? What did I gave you? I asked him curious. He looked up with watery eyes. What is like to have someone who is family to me? What it feel to have someone who loves me like family? What it feels like to have a brother who took care for me and protect me. I'd never felt this way before ever in my life. It's all thanks to you, big bro. You gave a second chance that nobody wouldn't do. A second chance. I was astonished of the things that he said to me as he said one thing made me feel so lucky to have him. Big bro, I love you. From that moment, Naruto gave me one of the most memorable hug I've got from him. I stood there as my eyes look up the sky. Dad, Mom, can you see this? Are you watching this? Naruto loves me as a brother. I smiled as couple of tears dripping down my cheeks. Naruto. He let go and looked at me. You gave me a second chance too. Really? What did I do? I'm not alone anymore because I have you. I love you too, baby bro. I smiled at him as he gave me another hug. Me and Naruto embraced for a while. We let go of each other and I pulled myself together by wiping the tears off my face. Now then, let's go home, baby bro? I asked. Believe it, let's go home, big bro. He jumped on my back and he was really heavy. But, it didn't bother me. Big bro tilde. Are we there yet? Naruto whining asked while dragging his backpack on the dusty trail. I'm sure that we should be close to home right now. I answered. Just a little bit further. Are you sure? We've been walking for like hours, Datbayo. Naruto complaining. You sure impatient when it comes to traveling. I chuckled at him. I'm so tired tilde. Can't we take a break? Let me think about it. I stop and put on my thinking face. Quote. No. Oh come on. He snarled at me. I'm just joking. Let's take a BR. Suddenly, I saw a big green gate from the distance. Huh? What is it? Naruto looked at me confused. Look there. I pointed in front of us. Finally. Onward, big bro. He said as he got on my back again. Sai, why'd I have to give you a piggyback ride? I said to myself as Naruto laughed. Because you love me. He grinned at me. I chuckled at him. Of course, dummy. Hang on tight. I grabbed his legs and dashed my way to the front gate. I ran for my life and Naruto holding tight, laughing crazy. I'd also chuckled until we reached to the front gate. I slowly dropped Naruto and walked to Izumo and Katetsu. I was about to talk until a memory started to refresh my mind. The memory showed me that me, Izumo, and Katetsu are good buddies when was little. Huh? So that's why they asked that question to me. I smirked and I told Naruto to wait here for a bit. He was confused at first, but nodded. I grabbed my mask from my bag. Oh yeah, I made a mask back when we were away from Konoha. Just to hide my identity from enemies. It's basically a ski mask. I put it on and walk over to them with my katana on my hand. They noticed me as they ran in front of me. Who the hell are you? What do you want? Izumo said exclaimed. I want your soul. Your delicious young soul. I said with a deep voice. You two would make a fine meal for me. Or what? Like that's going to happen, you freak. Katetsu said as they got to their battle stance. SNRK. Ha ha ha. I started to laugh. The reason I laugh is because their face was priceless. What's so funny? Answer me. Izumo yelled. Ha ha ha. Stop making that face. I laugh hysterically as they were really confused. I pull myself together as I put back my katana and remove my mask. I look at them as they were shocked. I chuckled at them. Izumo, Katetsu, still the same. Why Yukine? Is that you? Izumo asked with a shocked tone. The one and only, the prodigy of Konoha, at your service. I closed smile at them. They stood there for a second until they ran to me and hugged me tightly. Gee guys, why you're strangling me? I tried to pry off the hug. See, can't breathe. Oh, sorry, they said as they released me and I took a deep breath. I'm cough good, I said while I inhale and exhale. I thought you were dead. What happened to you? Katetsu asked very curious. Let's just say that things are complicated that it's hard for me to explain at the moment. I answered. Really? Both of them looked confused but surprised. Yeah, anyways, how are you guys? How long has it been? I switched up the subject. It's been 4 years, Izumo said as Katetsu nodded. So you knew who I was when we saw each other 4 years ago? I pointed out. Actually, after you went to see the Hokage, me and Katetsu asked to ourselves if that was really you, but we doubted that it was you. Izumo explained. Seeing you now, we were right along. It was a good thing that we didn't let anyone know that you were some spy. It would have been very difficult to explain it, especially they were gonna take you to Ibiki for an interrogation. Yeah, I thank you for not doing that. I smiled. Say, who's that kid? Izumo asked while looking behind me. Naruto. Get over here. I yelled to him as he walked behind me. Naruto? Isn't that? If you saying what I think you're saying, then yes. And as you know, he's my adopted baby brother. Wait a minute, you adopted him? They were shocked. Yup, shocking isn't it? Anyway, I'd like to catch up with you guys, but we gotta see the Hokage to let him know we're home, I explained. Right, go ahead, they said as they made path to us. Glad to have you guys home. Great to be home. Let's go, Naruto, I said as he went next to me and walked to the Hokage's office. Naruto, put on your hoodie and your face mask. I don't anyone to recognize you right now. You too, big bro. If they see you, they'll go crazy if they recognize you. Naruto said as he put on his hoodie and his mask. Oh yeah, good thinking. I nodded at him as I put my mask on as he continued to walk. Hey, big bro? Naruto called out. I stop as I look at him. What's up? Let's prank the old man. Since we're heading there, it'll be fun to make him look scared. He smirked. A prank on the Hokage, huh? Sounds like fun. I smiled evilly. You know what? Let's do it. I agree. Really, big bro? His eyes light up. We can prank him? I'm actually want to prank him for a long time. Come here, here's the plan. Hokage. Too much paperwork to do. So many villagers requested for some help and it's becoming a nuisance. Still, it's been 4 years since Yukine and Naruto went traveling. I wonder if they're on their way right now? I want to see how those two are doing, especially Yukine. Suddenly, a smoke bomb came from the window and smoke spread around the room. I stood up and back away from the smoke. What in the world? As the smoke faded away, two people stand in the middle of the room. One is wearing an Oni demon mask and the other wore a fox mask. What is the meaning of this? Who are you two? I exclaimed at them. Greetings, Lord Hokage, we want your body for an experiment. The boy with the demon said. My body for an experiment? You're out of damn mind. You ain't going to take my body. We will take your body and want your power. Surrender now and come with us. If you refuse to cooperate, we'll use lethal force. The little boy with the fox mask said. The choice is yours. You'll tell me who you two are or I'll bring reinforcements. I demanded. It became quiet till I heard the young one laughing, then the older one joined in. I look at them confused. What's so funny? I demand you to answer me. I can't. Ha ha ha. They continued laughing and I was getting annoyed. Alright, baby bro. That's enough. He's really gonna kill us. The demon mask said. It was getting more fun. The little one pouted as they took off their mask. As they slowly took off their mask, I was in complete shock. Yukine. Oh man, the way Lord Hokage looked at us. His facial expression was so priceless. Me and Naruto slowly took out masks slowly and we look at his face. He was completely shocked. Me and Naruto chuckled at him. Yukine? Naruto? Is it really you two? Lord Hokage asked. The prodigy of Konoha and the future Hokage are home. We grinned at them. The Hokage walked up to us and he'd hug both of us. You knuckleheads. Don't do that to me. I would have give you hell if I didn't know it was you two. He said as we chuckled. Sorry about that. We had to do it. I said as he let go of us. You two have grown up. How are you two all these years? How was the training? He asked. Naruto's training was a success. His chakra is at a perfect level and his ability to do jutsu is on point. I explained. Actually, it's more than on point. It's incredible. Is that so? What about you, Yukine? Did you do some training for yourself? Now that you mention, yeah. I was amazed that I can do these type of jutsu. It's like I'm beginning to go back to my old self again. I said. That's good to hear. Is there anything that you want to talk about? He asked. Oh, I'd almost forgot. I met my godmother, Lady Tsunade. I said. Really? How did you meet her? He was surprised. Me and Naruto met her at a small village. She was doing gambling again. I explained. I'd figured she'll do that. The Hokage sighed. Sounds like you two had a great travel. Not to mention you both looked great. Yeah, big bro is awesome. We had fun together, Datbeo. Naruto said as I smiled and rubbed his head. We went to bunch of places I've never seen and there were so many good foods too. I see. Well, since you're back, here's some money for you two to start off and the keys to your new apartment. He said as he brought out the keys and money from the drawer. I pick up the stuff and he gave me a lot of money. Whoa, Lord Hokage, this is way too much money. You really don't have to give this to us. I tried to give it back, but he'd wave it off. Just take it, Yukine. You both deserve it. He smiled. Consider it as a welcome home present for me. Wow, old man, thank you. Naruto grinned. Thank you, Lord Hokage. It was very nice for you to do this for us. Well, we should be going. I said as I put the money away in my pocket. Of course, it's good to have you two back home where you belong. He said as he sat back to his seat. We're happy to be home. Thank you, Wrinkles. Me and Naruto bowed to him as we walk out of the room. Hokage. Those two really like brothers. I think Yukine made the right choice of becoming his big brother. Naruto finally have someone who takes care of him. Speaking of that, I wonder whose bright idea to prank me. That's all for now. If you enjoy then please like, share and do comments.